Hello Year 10 and welcome to my first attempt at trying to get you to understand how to improve your shading. So what I've started off with here is some of the drawings. So this is page 3 and 4 in my sketchbook, okay, so the same pages as you, and your drawings should be totally shaded in. Now some of you I have seen have been shading your pictures in very flat, so you're not actually getting any three-dimensional qualities. Now in order to make your image appear 3D, what you need to do is start off by go back to your pencil, hold it, okay, further up, so you're using the long edge of your actual pencil, and then go around the edge, so there shouldn't be any harsh lines. And can you see how I'm starting to curve my shading so that I'm actually creating that illusion that what I've got in front of me is curved? Okay, now once I'm starting to curve it, okay, now there is actually a line, as you can see here, that comes up. I can then start putting that in and bleed the line away, so I'm just removing the pressure from my pencil. Okay, same here, I don't want this harsh line, so I'm bleeding it away, so I'm removing that pressure so that I actually create some drawings that are shaded, looking a lot more three-dimensional than what some of you have actually handed in. What you've got to remember is that you're actually being marked on your drawing, and 25% of your marks is on your recording, which is your drawings, okay, your use of tone and shade, and the quality. Now some of you have your own way of doing it, which I appreciate, your own style, but you still need to follow the basic rules of not having outlines. So if you think about a person, and I've said this millions of times, I know, but as a person, you're not a cartoon character. You don't have a harsh line around the outside of you, and neither does an object. Okay, so you need to go back and look at your images. Now obviously I've given you black and white ones, which again help you because you can actually see where the darkest areas are. But if you look inside where there's no light, so inside the actual eye holes, okay, inside the mouth, it's absolutely solid. So if I was working inside this tiki one, okay, I would be pressing on really hard here just to give that illusion of depth and space, and to realise that there isn't any light within the inside that area. However, this part here is the lips, and they're higher than the teeth, so there will be a small amount of shading required, even if those teeth were absolutely white, okay. And because they're wooden, you'll see if you have a look closely at your images that there's actually a bit of a texture going on, so those teeth are textured because they're carved out of wood. Okay, so again, within the inside of a nose, you're not going to have any light, so therefore that would be really dark, and then it will bleed away. So what you don't want to do is create lots of lines that are really harsh. So you need to make sure that where you have got lines on, you're removing the pressure, getting it lighter, and keep squinting. The other thing you can do is look at your book in a mirror. Okay, so I'm going to go to these two which I've got ready now. As you can see, they're very light. Now I know that'll be a bit of an issue for some of you because your drawings aren't, they are quite heavy to start with, but rule of thumb, just start from the outside shape. You can see I'm doing it reasonably lightly to start with, and bring it into the middle. Okay, so around the edge. And I'm just getting, to start with, just a base, really pale, really base, okay? Okay, now this area here would be higher. So this carved decoration on this mask is higher, so it would be darker underneath. And I follow the line of that shape. Okay, and again, it's a bit like when you were doing, you know, colouring, where you used to have those horrible scratchy lines. If you go the opposite way over them, okay, they will become more subtle and they'll start to disappear. Now, to shade in the drawing is going to take you a long time. They don't just happen overnight, you know, they don't take, you know, a few minutes. Some of these drawings could well take you up to an hour just to maybe do one really well. So the work I'm going to be asking you to do is to actually go back and rework into those drawings, which should have been done in week 2. Now, some of you haven't got those completed fully, or what you handed in was just the outlines of them. Also, some of you might well need to add in some more drawings to fill the double page. So there shouldn't really be any double page that isn't filled. Okay, so no sort of background going on. And you've all got borders going around your pages. So you will be drawing and shading over the tops of those. And that will just add to the depth, really, of your pages. But you can see now, as I've just been talking to you, I'm just working into it bit by bit. Okay, can I also add smudging? We don't do smudging. We don't use our finger to smudge, or in your words, shade, because that's not showing control of the pencil. Okay, now these drawings, you are going to go back, and even if you think that your work is absolutely brilliant at the moment, I can assure you there's not one person in the class that doesn't need to add to these drawings, okay, in terms of shading. So in those few minutes there, you can see I only did a small amount of that, but already it's starting to come together. So you're going to work on those drawings, please. So you're going to go back to page 3 and 4 and work on them. Now, if you haven't got your book, okay, obviously you've done the work on paper, so therefore you're going to go back and work into them on paper. However, you've got to think that when you actually put these pictures into your sketchbook, because you're not going to have time to redo them, so you know you've got to use this time really wisely. And as far as I'm concerned now, you are year 11, okay, you are going to be displaying those in your sketchbook, so don't fold them, don't crease them, and once you've cut them up, you'll probably realise that there's not actually possibly that much space covered, so you may need to create a few more. So just to remind you the size of your sketchbook, okay, your sketchbook is a 30 by 30 book. So if you plan that out so that you know that when you've cut out your drawings that they will fit, okay, and you need to be filling that double page, okay, so it's both pages filled and they all need to be completely shaded in. Okay, so that's your lesson for today. You all need to work with your pencil, make sure it's nice and sharp, on pages 3 and 4 improving that shading, creating lots of different tones, lots of depth, removing all lines, there's no outlines. Have a fabulous day, Year 10, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.